And
Okay, well, I guess we gotta start now. Now we are on. We got headphones.
Yeah.
Somewhat. We're a real pod now. It's kind of nice hearing your voice.
Yeah, it's nice hearing your voice too.
I'm pretty happy. It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. You know what I was thinking when I was in the washroom?
What?
Has SNL had, like, I don't know if I can do this with the headphones. It feels so unnatural. Maybe I'll do one ear.
Yeah.
Anyways, like I was saying, you know, fuck, now I lost my train of thought. Has SNL had, like, a successful sketch that, like, penetrated the consciousness of pop culture and, like, since the 2000s?
I think so, but the penetration is, like, basically the same as some random YouTube viral video, so it doesn't really seem like it's much more. So, like, that one, it was Pumpkin something, and it was with Tom Hanks, and it was kind of just an irreverent, like, absurd kind of thing. And then that got popular outside of SNL, but it still wasn't like it took the world by storm or anything.
I only say this because, like, I posted something recently on the account, and it was related to the cowbell sketch. We literally found it together.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, what has had that much...
That's like an enigma, yeah.
That is an
that's
enigma,
even for SNL, I think that's probably the most famous thing.
Because I was thinking maybe Dick in a Box, because I guess Dick in a Box won a Grammy or something. I don't fucking know.
But that wasn't really a sketch. That was them just making a video and then putting it on SNL. But yeah, like the cowbell was so popular.
It was like,
and it's funny too because it got popular in the time when you couldn't really rewatch an SNL episode until, like, the DVD came out like many years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great work, guys.
You really did it this time. Yeah, I guess, like, SNL has just lost such affect in society. I can't even pinpoint, like, an SNL fan. I can't even remember the last time I even watched a full episode. I think me and Megan tried to watch.
I still watch them. I don't really find them funny, but I still watch them in the hopes that maybe something funny will happen.
I thought it was more because you're a hoarder of video.
Yeah, that's
content.
true too.
Yeah,
and I like to see what they think is funny. Is interesting to me. Yeah. The only thing that was kind of annoying was the Kyle Mooney guy. For whatever reason, they like none of his stuff that he did on YouTube that was funny.
Yeah.
They don't do any of the funny things on SNL. They just do the kind of more memey stuff that he would do, or more like I guess that's weird that SNL has, like, fallen victim to the algorithm. When I feel the best stuff was done pre-internet, I guess. I don't know, like, what, like, besides Kyle Mooney, like, I think, like, his content outside of SNL speaks for itself, but, like, it's like they just don't allow anyone to do anything. Because I think anything, out of the box, they became the man. Whereas when they first started, they were against the man, and then they just become a.
Now they're the man.
Yeah,
they're the man now, dog. Remember, You're the Man Now, Dog? Did you ever go on You're the Man Now, Dog? YMTD.
What was that?
YTMD. It was like really proto meme stuff where it was like the whole idea of it was you get a blank page. You put, like, a repeating image on it. You put a sound effect or like some type of audio.
Yeah.
And then you put text.
Yeah.
And that's all it was.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still up. I'm not going to check, but
because I don't want to see that right now.
Because I do not want to see that right now. But yeah, that would be. I don't know. Like, is this the old internet episode? Are we going to do that? Should we do the old internet episode, or should we just talk?
I think just keep it natural.
Keep it slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it
very slow. I'm keeping it very slow. I am so slow. I'm so slow. No one's slower than me. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the podcast, folks. That's it.
5 minutes. Wrap it up.
Goddamn. Oh, we're only 5 minutes in. Now this is going to get hard. Just thinking about things to talk about.
That's what I'll bring up.
Okay. All right. Chris has a list. That's what he's doing.
I've written down.
We haven't been able to see each other in 2 weeks. I was in the hospital. Chris had to do some other stuff. So we did like 3 episodes. We canned one. We couldn't really do a follow-up. So we've been toiling on this for quite a while.
So I've just been writing down any kind of things that I think are interesting.
And mind you, Chris was up north. So he had lot of...
It takes a lot longer to think of ideas than more northern you are in the world.
Compared to southern Ontario. Absolutely. All right. Are we at this list yet? Come on.
All right.
Okay.
One thing I thought was, you know how everyone says, so we would say, like, going to space, trying to get into space, going to the moon is stupid, right? Like, why are we wasting time building a rocket?
Yes.
Like, it has no benefit. And then one of the arguments people have against that is like, well, when they go to space, when they invent the rockets and stuff, a lot of those inventions get used in our life, like a lot, like the microwave and all these different inventions. And then I thought, okay, but why don't they just invent those things on their own? Like, why do you need to have this distraction of going to space to make you invent something that's useful? Like, why can't you just invent the microwave instead of having to invent a rocket that will give you the technology to make a microwave, you know?
I feel in a sense, that's actually a good one, because like I feel in a sense that invention, even though it's more of a pragmatic art, it still falls under like a category of it has to have a use. And the best use people can think of right now is like saving the earth, I guess, for a lot of inventions. Maybe if that makes sense. You know, where it's like Elon Musk is so awesome, not just because he's epic Tony Stark, but also because his inventions are going to save the world.
He's going to make us all live on Mars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or like the electric car. We need these electric cars.
Yeah.
And he's the vanguard who's going to bring us to the promised land of renewables or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I feel like people need that use value of progress or like moving forward. Like people can't just invent for the sake of inventing, like how people get pissed off at avant-garde art for existing because it exists, you know? Maybe it's something to do with that.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's more of like an accidental thing. But it just seems so funny, you have to spend like $300 billion to invent a microwave. And then all the extra shit is stupid.
I think people just really think that like space is the most epic shit in the world, but it's like it's more existential.
I guess that's the other thing they say is it like inspires people.
It inspires us to do what? Like I think like if you actually read about space, like what we know about it is that it's our ultimate demise. Like that is the end goal of space. It expands, it rips, we die, or before that, the fucking
Earth it's just kind of pointless. Like you go to one planet and there's a trillion gazillion planets. So why bother?
I guess it's that colonial idea of exploration.
The new frontier.
The new frontier. What happens?
The new frontier that has no resources, no people, and nothing of interest on the frontier.
I guess what certain calculations suppose that. There is life, it's just we'll never meet it, right? At least some of the theories.
Yeah. But I guess it's they made up the calculate. It's probably way more complicated than that there's just some kind of life on a planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that, yeah.
Like, what was that? Oh, man, what was that thing of the guy was talking about? Oh, yeah, like in the, what was that movie called? The one with Natalie Portman?
Arrival?
No, that was the other one. This one,
it
had a similar name.
What the fuck was? Oh, Annihilation. Yes.
So
who's in Arrival?
The one that she was in Nocturnal Animals and she had the doppelganger.
Oh yes, whatever.
Yeah.
I know her.
Yeah,
I know her name. I know who she is.
You know what I heard is an interesting thing. Apparently, Americans know every name of every actor, and then Canadians don't Like they only know the
Who
big
said that?
name. I've heard a bunch of people say that.
It seems like it could be true because
they notice,
I can't.
like or Canadians that live in the States, they say they notice that like when people like Americans are talking, they will always know of even like esoteric actors that were in like 2 movies, they'll always know the name of them. But I guess in Canada we just don't have that culture
because we only export the very best, and that's all the names we need to know.
Yeah,
all the megastars of the Americas are Canadian born. We know this.
Yeah, we
name one that isn't.
Is Canadians going to America?
Well, yeah.
Oh, like one that isn't that good?
Yeah, like name one Canadian export that, like of recent memory, let's say last 10, 20 years, that hasn't like literally dominated American culture.
Yeah,
like think about Drake, like Jesus Christ, Jim Carrey, Drake, like
Mike Myers,
Justin Bieber.
It's
really insane. Like when you see the amount
of The
Weeknd, like
yeah,
I'm sorry,
you don't really get like slow burn guys.
Nope. We hit it big. We hit it large. We hit it well.
Is Joni Mitchell Canadian?
Yes.
Yeah, Joni Mitchell. Neil, what's his name? The singer.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yep. Famous Canadian singer.
Neil deGrasse Tyson Young.
Neil deGrasse Tyson Young. Yeah, it's just like I was thinking about that. I was thinking about Drake's like arrival in the U.S. and how like I don't know what part of U.S. culture prohibited that. I mean, I guess I know the answer to that, but it's just weird seeing like them take to like basically a drama kid with like such open arms, you know, like people were just like, wow, I can't believe somebody's doing this in hip hop, you know, like
that. I was thinking about that the other day, how to be a very, very successful pop music artist like Michael Jackson, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, or like
Grande,
and then and Drake. What's interesting is most because pop music is basically taking other genres and putting them in this completely perfectly palatable form, right? Like what Michael Jackson did with rock and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But that can go so wrong so easily. So it like basically becomes like almost like a version of like the Olympics or something, where you have to be so good at music and being able to take a genre, combine it with another one, or make it pop and not make it corny, like because you think of like any like fusion genres, they're always so bad, or if you think of like a Christian rap or something, trying to make a rap rock song or something like that, it always like fails miserably. So you have to be at this certain level like Drake, where he can take another genre and do it in such a way that people are okay with him not actually being authentic. You have to be so beyond it.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson, the same. Everyone knew he wasn't authentically like that. It was always, but then it's so good that people can just forget about it.
Yeah, I think it's just, I think it's
like when Drake, he'll do songs and he'll have a different accent in different songs. Yeah. One, he'll sound like Toronto. The other one, he'll just sound like a Atlanta rapper. Another one, he'll sound like Jamaican, like or something like that.
I think,
and people are just like, okay, because it's good enough.
Does that have more to do with Canada than it does with, you know what I mean, where it's like, since it's been drilled into our head since we were kids that this is the multicultural center of the world.
I think in Drake's case specifically, but I think most really successful pop have to be able to do that, like where when Ariana Grande completely changes her look in a way where she didn't and people weren't like, oh, maybe now they're saying like you're kind of fake, but when she was popular, people weren't saying like, oh, you're just copying that style. Like she comes out with a song that's kind of like a trap song when she had never done anything like that, and then it becomes a number one because it's like at such a level that people can forget about the fakeness of it. It's just kind of interesting.
I just think there's so much
music.
There's so much about Drake that you can go into. He's such a nuanced character, but like I just think like I guess in a way Drake kind of made hip hop postmodern, which is dumb to say, but I don't know. In a way, he really like. I don't know.
In what way?
In a way where I think even SoundCloud rappers and like people of their ilk, they don't do it that way.
Know what I think? I think Drake made it like huge just because he became so popular, but I think the guys that first did that were the Cash Money records with Lil Wayne and shit. Because I remember remember like Drake came out with one song and he had just got signed to the Lil Wayne's label. Not listening. Not
Sorry,
listening.
That's true. I wasn't listening. Okay, say it again. What were you saying?
But
not listening. Not listening.
But I think the first guys to do that were the Cash Money. Do you remember when the Cash Money records came out? And Lil Wayne specifically, when he was making songs about being a rich rapper and how good he was at making, and they kind of turned that like where it like kind of incestuous thing of the song is about why the song is so great.
Yeah.
And I'd say that they kind of started, and then Drake took it into like he just made it way more popular.
I don't know. It's just like when I think about the brand of Drake, because I remember I saw this photo of his private jet, and like it's just like so fucking corny, and I don't know, but like to a lot of people, I feel a lot of people never thought you could live like this or you could be like Drake. You know, you could be sensitive. You can have a design aspect to it. It's not like Kanye, right? Where Kanye desperately wants to be an industrial designer, right? He desperately wants to have not only the cool clout, but he also wants to have the like
artistic
clout, which is kind of what industrial design is, right? Like you make cool furniture or you make like cool things, but you're also a genius because you made this cool thing. But I feel Drake definitely showed people that like branding in hip hop it can go so far beyond like into so many different territories. Maybe that's kind of what I'm getting at. God damn, I'm burping up a storm, baby. Sorry, I was just looking at what people. We have the top ones in Canada as well as regular Mars bars, buddy.
Or I guess maybe with Drake it was more. What? We have the top Mars bars?
Turkish Mars kind of sucks ass, to be honest. You know what? I like the Turkish Mars bar.
I don't know what Turkish Mars bars are.
Well, the one I just gave you, the fake,
that's
the fake
Turkish?
Mars, it's Turkish. The ones that we get at Dollarama.
Yeah, like those ones I think are technically better than a real Mars bar.
They're softer.
Yeah, and they have a better size and a better,
They are 50
slightly
cents.
better flavor.
They're 50 cents.
And they're 50 cents.
For two.
Yeah.
And I think that isn't Turkey like the epicenter of nougat? Isn't that what a Turkish delight is? Basically just nougat. You know, I
thought Turkish delights were filled with like gooey raspberry shit that tasted really bad.
No.
What's that one then? Remember that one?
Gooey. I know what you're talking about, but I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Nougat. What? Okay, we need some British people to fucking tell us this. Tell us if this is true. In the UK, do you call nougat nougat?
Where?
Look, US nougat, UK nougat. French is nougat as well. Azerbaijani is nougat. Persian, I can't read Persian, but I'm going to assume it says nougat as well, since it is an Indo-European language. Let's see. Nougat. Spain. Toronto. This just kind of makes me want to make nougat. I think I don't want to eat nougat, but I want to make it.
See also, Android nougat.
Well, see Mars chocolate bar. There you go. I want to answer these people.
I wasn't arguing that Mars didn't have nougat in it.
What? Who was arguing Mars didn't have nougat?
You were like, Mars, see, there you go.
No, I was saying Mars bar, there you go. We were just talking about the Mars bar.
Oh, fucking sticky keys.
Oh, you put on stickies. Just fucking go no.
All right. But anyways, it says Italy maybe. Spain. That's where it's from.
No. Many legends exist around nougat's origins. Early recipes of white
Central
nougat
Asia.
Was borrowed from Central Asia. You know where Central Asia is? It's Turkey.
Found in a Middle Eastern book in Baghdad
Syria.
in the 10th century.
Okay, Baghdad, Aleppo, Urfa. You know. Imagine the first person to write about nougat.
Yeah.
Imagine you come across, you're like, what the fuck?
We gotta write write this down.
It has like nuts.
People have to know.
It has like honey in it. It has some pistachio.
What is it even? It's like how you.
It's the part of the Mars bar that makes it the Mars bar.
Oh no, I mean I know what nougat is, but I mean how do you make what is it in that sense? What is it made of?
Well, I will tell you. There's 3 different kinds of nougat. There's white nougat, made with egg whites, egg nights.
It's just egg whites and honey. Wow,
we could do that right now. I have tons of egg whites. I have tons of honey. We just haven't been making nougat this whole time. We could have been
doing this the whole time.
We haven't been doing that?
We're fucked, man.
God damn it. You know what?
Well, what's the point of even making it now if we could have
Yeah, we could have been. We should have got some nougat when we got these headphones from Dollarama. You know Turkish Delight's a Canadian only treat. You know that, right?
I did not know that. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to know that.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to know that? Well, now you do.
I don't think a Turkish Delight has nougat in it.
Turkish Delight is nothing but fucking nougat.
Look at that red inside.
Okay, maybe it's not nougat, but it looks like nougat.
Wait, these aren't Turkish. Yes, these aren't the chocolate bars.
They're real Turkish Delight.
Okay, they're real Turkish Delights.
You gotta go real Turkish.
Oh, there's some nougat.
Turkish Delight cheesecake. No, that's cheesecake.
Nougat is cheesecake.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's almost nougat cheesecake.
Exact same thing.
No, it's not. Okay, you know what?
There it is. See, look, I'm right.
Oh my god. All right, do we have to go buy a fucking Turkish Delight now?
We already did, and then we ate it, and it was ridiculously disgusting. And it was filled with this red. It tasted almost just like a medicinal strawberry, raspberry. It was so bad, and then the chocolate was very bad.
I don't want to believe you because
I
don't remember what a Turkish Delight tastes like. But we could buy a Turkish Delight, and we could just just buy a Turkish Delight and eat it. It's a free country. Yeah. Anyways, please. All right. Next on the list.
Next on the list. Let me see here.
I'm telling this guy I'm finding it comparable.
Oh yeah. So then this is something I was thinking about. Are you doing it? Are you?
Yeah, just tell me.
I think you're addicted to social media, man.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm just answering people in the DMs.
Yeah, you're addicted. Stop telling them about Turkish Delights.
They gotta spell the word, man.
All right. Come on.
Okay, whatever.
It's just dead air.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe do it later. That might be a good idea.
Okay, what?
Okay, but what I was thinking of was, so when people talk about deep fakes and how the technology is progressing to such a level, right?
Okay, yeah.
Where it's getting to be indistinguishable, especially if you had like a low quality video or something like that, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also the voice stuff is getting where you can fake someone's voice with samples from their voice and stuff. Yeah. So you could make a video of a president saying like, I'm a butt or something like that.
That's what I'd make the president say.
I'm stupid.
Barack Obama.
And then everyone would be like, oh, well, he must be stupid.
Yes.
But anyways, and then so people, like a lot of people would be like, oh, that's like, it's going to get crazy. Like people won't be able to distinguish or whatever. Yeah. I was thinking it actually doesn't matter at all because like people hardly care about truth and evidence now, and in the future they're going to care about it even less. So it won't even really it won't even be a thing because right now there can be videos or articles and shit that people just won't believe. Like the truth doesn't have the same feeling that it did back in like the 50s. So then deepfakes won't actually probably end up being a problem because no one will believe anything, or they'll believe whatever they want, and proof won't
I guess with literally no intervention on anyone's part, and I think the reason why nobody believes in anything right now is because of Trump and because of social media. I suppose that like literally, if nobody does anything at all and we continue on in like a trajectory of like free market, what would you call it? Free market socializing, where every idea is on the same wavelength. Yeah. Because
like experts and amateurs kind of get blended and
happened to culture. It happened to thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the news.
The news.
Yeah.
The fake news. Yeah, I just feel if there is literally no intervention in that matter. Of course, yeah, definitely. I could definitely see people not caring. Or people not even paying attention to a deep fake. Like, people will probably...
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like...
Some people would see it and be like, oh,
it'd be
wow,
interesting
that's weird.
if because of that, like, things just went back to more analog systems where people just started watching TV again.
Or like...
Because it's like too crazy.
Or in person, like, because that's the only way you can really, like...
Yeah.
Trust that the person is really telling you things.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You have to meet every politician in person. Yeah, I guess, like, what? Is Trump a vanguard with his town hall thing? Like, in a way where it's like, not only is it a way to energize the base in a very, like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say, but like in a more Adolf Hitler kind of way, you know, with a rally, you know, to rile up the crowd, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I guess they used to do that in the.
And yeah, I guess
30s.
A lot of politicians do it. It's just different because he's a different kind of guy. So his are insane. They aren't like a normal politician saying like normal.
Yeah, but is that
things.
Going to be the norm nowadays?
And then that's also with Trump, like. A bunch of the stuff that they have video of stuff he actually said, people don't care. Like whether like you hardly could even fake stuff about him that would be worse than what like stuff
that's
he's
true,
actually said. So then there's like this weird like meaninglessness that we're going into where.
That's what I mean. I guess
you can't
like,
make anything worse than reality. Like
I guess, I guess people complaining about that are thinking there's going to be a return to civility, so that there will be a threat on this kind of discourse. Yeah, like when people are trying to be serious and like tell people like
and have trust in what.
Yeah, is that ever going to happen again?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, and I don't know. It's really hard to say who's to blame for that, but maybe it's us. For voting for these people, or if it's these people for lying to us. I don't know. It's just like, it's really, that's a hard one to talk about.
Yeah, because I think it's always been probably like politicians have been as bad, but then it's just a different way of doing it now, where it's there's no like semblance of putting on a face or anything anymore. Yeah.
Or people don't want that.
Yeah.
People want
they like
authenticity without authenticity.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, like authentic lying.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so Zizekian. Yeah, it's
like
just like
contradicting yourself, but then in a way that's kind of authentic because everyone does contradict. Like, it's,
I guess that's what people love about Trump is that he's an authentic liar.
Yeah,
he's as real as you can get, and he's as unreal as you can get. So I guess it depends on if there's a return to civility, and we can have a baseline of truth. But can we have a baseline of truth?
I don't think. Yeah, and then I guess
Chris's
I don't
list.
think the deep fake. Yeah,
you're in the list zone.
All right, what do we got today?
What's next on the list?
I just started reading my dreams that I.
Oh no! Oh, we'd be here for a long time if you read those off.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
One thing that was kind of interesting, but it probably isn't that much to talk about. But it was. Remember when we were talking about before about how crazy being like doctors is, and the toxicity of like being the
toxicity of our city
in medical school.
Yeah. Oh, I guess should we talk about the what's her face? My headphones keep falling off.
Little nerd.
Okay, whatever. We'll talk
maybe
about it.
I guess we but it was actually, I think it might have been because I was watching her that I thought of this, but
I was jerking off.
how we were talking about how medicine, like going to medical school, being a resident is so toxic. Like you have to stay up for like 24 hours.
Yeah,
you have to
for literally no reason.
Yeah, for no reason. Everyone's yelling at you. It's like a horrible environment.
It's like boot camp.
I think one of the reasons that could still exist is because when you think about it, pretty much most of the people that are going to be a doctor, that are going to be able to do all that work to be a doctor, they grow up, they're in grade school, they get good grades, they go to high school, they're in like extracurricular, they get really, really good grades, they have to just focus on school and anything to do with school life, right? In order to get into the really good university to be a doctor. Then once they're in university, then they just have to study, they have to do all this shit. Mm-hmm. And so they've never really had any kind of experience. They haven't had many negative experiences of like working a shitty job or whatever. So then what happens is then they do all this stuff. They're like the best in their class. Then they go to university. They're the best in university. They get into the best residency. They go in, and then it's like their first month or whatever, and they're in the room, and then all of a sudden they mess up because you're going to mess up, and then all of the surgeons, all of the doctors just start yelling at you, berating you. And then what happens is then that becomes your first experience of like real like negative shit. So you start crying, you start getting all upset. But then because it's
is this just conjecture? Did you see this happen?
It's conjecture. Hear me out.
Okay.
It's like when you're in grade 5 and kids bully you, and then you start bullying other people because it's like you're taking that in.
Yeah.
They've never really gotten bullied in that way, so then this is the first time they're getting bullied, and then that's what keeps the culture going, because now when they become the surgeon, they're as mean to other people because then the surgeons were so mean to them and it was so traumatizing to them. Whereas if you were, let's say you weren't like a nerd like them and you're just a normal person that's
like
dealt with people yelling at you, dealt with really stressful situations.
We've dealt with all
when
that.
You got into that, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't traumatize you as much because you've already dealt with that. So then you would probably end up being nicer to the kids that are under you because you'd be like, "Oh yeah, like I'm fine." Now that I'm saying it, it has no point at all, but it's a cool idea.
Amazing. Chris's list.
Okay, that was another episode of Chris's list.
Okay. Since you had to listen to that one, I'm just gonna play. Me and Chris.
Oh yeah,
me and
this
Chris.
Is a good song.
Well, I guess like to actually talk about doctor shit.
Talking about Drake and doctors.
Drake, Doctor Drake.
Dr. Drake.
Dr. Drake. Dr. Drake. I don't know. We were doing a deep dive on like.
That's my idea.
Oh my god.
Am I hired?
Hello, sir. Can you open the door? Do I have a job? Yeah, me and Chris are doing like a deep dive on like Doctor YouTube, which I thought was this would be a lot more interesting.
Like a homeless guy panhandling, telling people that story. All right, wait. You know how doctors are kind of shitty and overworked. Let me tell you why I think that is.
Maybe you're the doctor that happened to. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah.
Anyways, we were doing a deep dive on like Doctor YouTube.
Doctor
YouTube here.
He's a great guy.
Love that guy. my proctologist, Doctor YouTube. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. I need a second after that one. Yeah, we just got to talking about what type of people actually go through the whole thing. Like, and I guess to bring it back to your fucking crazy shit you were talking about, that makes no sense. Because you're a dumbass and you should never talk about Chris's list ever again.
No.
Never.
We have to keep talking about it.
Okay. Never mind. Okay, we're going to keep talking about it. But, yeah, and we were just trying to figure out, like, what those people are like, what they do, like, what do they do for fun? What do they do with all their money? And one thing we found was, like, just people who are, like, in medical school, like, singing and doing dances and choreography. And I don't know. Well, what do you want to?
I don't know what you're trying to say. Just play the video.
I'm just talking about this. The David Geffen School.
Rolling up to Reagan in my Rari. Running on the wars, nurses cheering for me.
Oh my god.
Then I'll get
How much? What's like what's the average salary of a doctor in the
now I
United
sign my
States?
name with MD.
No. Hey Siri, what's the average salary of a doctor in the United States?
Then I watch my favorite shows, yeah. Might go hard on GOT, yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. The mean salary of a doctor in the United States is $294,000 a year, so that's almost $400K Canadian.
Yeah.
When these kids, I don't know, what are they doing with that? Why do they want to be doctors? I don't even think it's like a monetary thing. I think, and I don't think it's about saving lives either. I don't even think it's about helping a community of people. It does not make any sense to me. And these videos kind of prove, that point.
Yeah, because
what is the joy they have?
She said, can you fix me? I tell her yes completely, cause all you need is rest and some NSAIDs. It's easy, triple shot.
And the one thing that I think is... I think there are a lot that they do like helping people, right? They enjoy like a person coming in and then them helping them and then actually helping them in a positive way that gets rid of some disease or fixes them or something like that. And then the other thing, it's just so. To have an interest in medicine, would you be a doctor if you had it, or would you just be a laboratory person?
No, because there's many levels of
because I'm thinking of being a doctor in the 1800s. You would have had to have an obsessive interest with medicine, the idea and you're figuring out what is a body, how does it work, or is stuff inside affecting the outside, and then that makes sense to become a doctor. Then with this, it's so kind of controlled, or there's a set route that you aren't really guess maybe you I guess you kind of are, because you see patients, and if some patient has some crazy symptom from some disease that no one has ever talked about, you can write a paper, or you can at least tell people
would they even do that?
I think they might, because I remember I've seen a few doctors where they've brought up journals to me, or they've been on their
when
laptop.
You had your platelet thing, right?
Well, that, and then also when I had this weird infection in my finger, because he was saying he wasn't sure how I got it.
Maybe he could smell how much of a nerd you were.
Yeah. And so he brought up, and it looked he had, how when you're at university you get access to all the academic journals.
Yeah.
And then I guess they get access to that, and then so maybe there is a part of it where you are learning about medicine, how they say it's a practice, so you're practicing this guy came in and his break on his elbow was actually really weird, so we had to do this thing. Now I'm better at it. I guess being a car mechanic, probably the same thing.
Or I guess it does work on the same mechanism. It's not any different in practice per se. It's just the complexity of it is a bit more nuanced, I suppose.
Yeah, and then there's much higher stakes than a car.
Yeah, but I don't know. And I was just laughing because this is the most American shit in the world, where this wing of medicine is named after David Geffen. Jesus Christ!
Who's David Geffen again?
The owner of Geffen Records, David Geffen.
What's Geffen Records?
Oh my god, dude, really? David, thank you. Was that David Geffen, co-creator of Asylum Records, Geffen Records in 1980, and a bunch of other shit. Fucking DreamWorks.
He created DreamWorks?
Yes. He's 77. He's worth $8 billion.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's what I saw in Newmarket. They had because when I was taking the bus, I was in Newmarket, and they had the Stronach wing, Belinda Stronach wing.
That's what we get. It's so funny because the Me to We drama now with the Liberal cabinet and Trudeau, where it's they were being paid some amount of money for speaking fees and consulting. I don't even know. It's not even worth caring about any Canadian scandals because they're so inconsequential, and it's more about hand wringing from the opposition, which is always the Tories, mind you. And it's like today I was pushed this thing from the CBC that was like Scheer wants Trudeau to step down over the Mead-a-Wee scandal. And like, you know how much money it was over? You know how much money the scandal is over? $300,000.
Wow.
$300,000 fucking dollars. Like, sure, accountability, but
I thought like politicians were allowed to do speaking engagements.
I don't know the whole.
Don't American politicians do that all the time?
They do much worse.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
but
just
no,
like,
it's not considered a bad thing,
yeah.
right? Like some company.
Some
pays
of it
them.
is. I get. I don't know.
Weird.
I forget what the whole nuance to it is, and I know Megan will be like, "I'm pissed off when you don't know all the facts," but I don't think it's worth caring about. I just think it's so funny that like Canadian politics are so inconsequential. They really are on like any scale. Like, it's not even interesting to listen to, like, this boring ass one. So the only thing about the Mead-a-Wee scandal I know is that his brother, the CEO's brother, taught at the school we both went to, and he came in for a talk, and you could just see that the whole thing is a fucking scam. It's just that weird neoliberal, like, promise of rehabilitation of the third world through like some type of means, and it's very vague as to what it is.
And he got paid to do that?
No, like he got, I don't know, like they would, like some people in the cabinet got
he paid them to
yeah.
let him
I would
talk.
love to actually know what the fuck this scandal's about, but all I know
So
is
you
that
do care.
yeah, well, I guess now I care that I'm talking about it. Trudeau and Morneau should resign or risk snap election. Opposition. You know you would fucking lose. As much as I'm not a lib, and I have to be NDP all the way, you are not going to win a snap fucking election. Weed charity controversy. Shut the fuck up, Christ. I hate politics in this country. Instead, like, there's a fucking pandemic and we're just talking about this awful thing. Anyways, Chris is list.
I think politics in this country are cool.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think
contrarian over here. Where are we at? Well, are we at time yet? Oh my god, 42 minutes. Really is just.
Wait, I got another Chris's list.
Okay, Chris's list.
Always gotta have it on.
I'll play this one. Chris's list. Chris's list is a Chris list. Chris's list.
It's not as good without the video because you can't see the people that are doing it. But they're just the most normal.
I don't want any of these kids treating me when I'm 50 and I have like a small shrunken dick. Okay, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't want any of these children to look at my penis and help me when I'm older.
Gonna wear white coats for a living. Learning about the heart where the chamber's always filling. Doing CPR, should I get
I wonder how complicated medicine actually is. Maybe we shouldn't get into that. We know nothing about medicine. We're both stupid artists.
How complicated it actually is? I feel
how much
I
does
feel
a
it's
doctor actually know?
one of those things where, at least from what it seems like to me, is it's one of those things where once you learn all the doctor shit and everything and go to school for that long, you just don't really know much. And then like it always seems whenever I go to doctors that they always they either ask me what I think is wrong, or
that's true, they do
or
that.
they just give me an idea and then test it out. And I guess it's more the knowledge of knowing what the possibilities are and then trying to narrow them down, right?
Yeah,
Because if someone asked me like, "Oh, my leg is swollen," I wouldn't even know the possibilities to help them.
Yeah.
But then a doctor, he won't know what is actually going on, but he'll know.
That's the song. It's just
Whatever you say, okie dokie boomer. BOOMER, please your dusty mood, don't vibe with me.
I don't think I've ever actually listened to this song outside of TikTok.
I never even heard it.
Well, that's because you're a boomer.
Okay.
That's because my phone doesn't have enough technology for TikTok.
That's pretty sick. Does it actually not have enough technology for TikTok?
Actually, it
Can you
probably
not?
does, but I guess I just don't install apps of any kind.
Oh, you
Because
should
I just
really-
use
you
it
should,
to read.
You should do that. Okie dokie, boomer. Where are we at? Oh, that didn't even take us to where we need to be. What else is on Chris's list? Maybe
All
we
right.
could do.
No, I got a good one. I think that just some will be hit or miss. What?
Do we dare? Do we dare?
No, we got.
Oh, we
that's
gotta
a
save that
that's
one.
a whole episode.
Okay, that's a
man.
secret one. Pretend we didn't say anything.
That'll be another time. That's too much.
Whatever you say, boomer.
Okay, wait. I gotta
Okay.
go. Oh, yeah,
Okay,
this is
boomer.
a kind of funny one.
I don't want to fucking see that. That looks terrible. Okay, tell me.
So, you know how, like one of the ways to kind of be like almost it's like veiled homophobia.
Yes.
Is saying like, I'm fine with gay people, but when they go on the pride parade and they're all naked,
yes,
and they're dancing around, why do they have to do that? I don't want to see all that. Like they can have their parade, but they don't got to get all naked or whatever, right? And then so people like that, and they would want they would want it to be banned, or like you shouldn't be able to do that in a parade, or it's disgusting. And so that's just a bad opinion, whatever.
Okay, boomer.
But I've always thought like it is kind of crazy to just hate a parade that much, like to hate something like where you don't even want it to exist, let alone just don't go to it, kind of thing, right?
Yes.
But then I was thinking, I actually probably do feel that way about a lot of parades. Like, I think the Santa Claus parade is corny, disgusting. I would want it banned. And I thought,
wow.
Okay, I can kind of see the
That's
thing.
so awesome.
Like
Why?
Macy's Day Parade, like it's just so bad, like and horrible.
It's not for you, man.
Yeah. And then
leave it alone.
Like if I had the ability, I probably would just ban it. So then I guess I can kind of see why you would hate a parade so much. I just happen to like the gay pride parade is the only one that is the only parade that's somewhat okay.
Seething during every fucking November
because like something happened.
That parade. Yeah, what the fuck happened?
I got like left out of one of the parade. I was supposed to be in one of the floats, and then they left me
Santa
out.
Claus.
And I've held the grudge ever since.
That's an insane thing to think about. That is like actually probably one of the best things on the list so far. Because what the fuck? Why are you thinking about that? Like what? Like this is stuff that this is stuff with like this is the 2 weeks we've seen each other. This is what you've been thinking about.
Yeah,
you've been just thinking about how bad.
I hate them.
Hate parades.
So stupid.
You hate parades and you think...
And then medicine
I don't know
toxicity.
what the medicine... I don't even remember the medicine one was about.
And then the first one was... What was the first one?
Oh my god.
Oh, it was going to space is dumb.
Going to space is dumb. Like, what are you doing when you were thinking about these? Because you didn't... You just told me we were talking, like, before. You were like, oh, I got so many things to say to you.
Yeah, I did.
This is Chris's list. Oh, we got so much stuff. When did you think about all these?
At various times, I'd be watching something, and then it would make me think of that, and then I'd be like, oh, I'll write that down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
And then
Chris's list.
Yeah, those are the best ones.
Wait.
I have other ones, but they're a bit more boring.
I'm just like rubbing my eye. It feels so good. I just stopped. Oh, it feels so good. Why does rubbing your eye feel so good? Oh my god. Like it is kind of weird. Did anyone?
This is a good one because I don't know what I was talking about.
Okay.
People saying people hating are just unhappy with their own lives are people that don't get really happy, question mark. What does that mean? I don't know.
What were you thinking that one? Can you read what?
Yeah.
No, we can't.
People saying people hating are just unhappy with their own lives are people that don't get really happy, question mark.
What? Okay, yeah, I don't know how to answer that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is Chris's list.
And then, yeah, that's about it. The rest are kind of boring.
Well, no. I mean, we're almost at the end, I think. I haven't even looked. I've just been rubbing my eyes and crying.
I was thinking, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but like how they say like math predicts physics. So like a guy will make some mathematical formula.
I don't know what that means, man.
And then 20 years later, physics will use that formula for something else.
We get it. Physics is applied math, whatever.
Yeah. Isn't it kind of suspicious that happens? That time and time again,
You know what? This is like
what?
This is like, This is like you're like a shitty Bill Hicks. You know, like Bill Hicks. You know, yeah, it's like you go up on stage, you have like a fucking fedora. You're like wearing.
All right, what else? What else?
You know, or it's like you're fucking George Carlin or something.
Yeah, and none of them have like a joke or any form to
They're
them.
just like it's like almost like a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But it's like not conspiratorial. It's just.
And then what I meant by that was,
what did you mean by that?
Where they take it to mean like, oh, well, look how important math is.
Okay.
Because people would say like, well, math, you're literally just inventing it, right?
Yeah. Just gonna move that off your face. Okay.
Because math has no basis in actual reality.
Absolutely. You heard it here first.
But then since time and time again, 20 years, 10 years later, physics uses the math for something, then they're like, well, that's the purpose of it.
Yes.
But then isn't it kind of, it's like, it seems kind of suspicious that you're inventing something, making it up completely, and then it just don't be a picture of me.
No! I almost got to keep talking. It's just a picture.
I don't even know what I was going to say with that one.
Why are you so afraid of your face? You let me use one picture of you for the promo last time. There you go.
Oh, you fuck.
How do you like that, bitch? That's what I thought.
All right.
Anyways, lots of...
But anyways, so lots of lists. I'll be back next week.
Yeah, you will be.
10 more ideas.
That's right.
And a 10 more lists.
Chris's List Part 2. It's like Schindler's List, but a lot more fun. And nobody gets saved. There is no good done from reading Chris's List.
Schindler's List was just names. Mine.
Yeah, well, Schindler saved everybody on that list.
I saved them.
You didn't save anyone.
Okay, I didn't save anyone's
You
life.
didn't do shit. You just...
But I thought about more ideas than he did. Yeah.
thought about more ideas than Schindler.
Yeah. So I
thought about more ideas than him, so I'm better than Schindler. What was his reason?
I wouldn't say better. I would say we're equal. Equal.
Saving 1,000 people from the Holocaust. Versus,
but I probably thought of 1,000 ideas.
Versus saying going to space is dumb.
Yeah.
Well, where are we at? What's the time? Well, that was a really fun and almost hour. Any last thoughts about Chris's List? I'm not gonna. Maybe we should watch a video for the ending.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm not gonna watch Adam Friedland. We're gonna go our own way. Okay, Boomer Candy Can. Okay, Boomer PewDiePie. Yeah, I guess we need to talk about this. Chris's YouTube girlfriend, Violin MD, who is in medical. No.
So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Maybe we'll have a little bit of time to have dinner or just hang out.
Oh, that would be so nice. Okay, this is gonna be great.
Oh my god! Whoa. She was way different than this one. If you can see this one, anyways, yeah, Chris's YouTube girlfriend who plays violin is in medical school. Is she American? I forget.
No, she's Canadian.
She's Canadian.
In
Canada. Beautiful.
So this feels like a momentous occasion. It's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around, actually. When you're watching this video,
did she ever talk about doing this during the pandemic and how she feels about this? Would that be kind of relevant to?
What was weird is I noticed in the video, this is a recent video, and so the pandemic is ongoing. There's just no one in the hospital, and she has a few cases. She doesn't. She was talking about. There isn't actually that many coronavirus cases. It's all ones with coronavirus symptoms that end up not being coronavirus. One thing she said that was kind of interesting was,
I hate her husband.
I'm also going to be
when you're in the end stages of cancer, getting chemotherapy, a lot of the symptoms that you get that you would normally go to your oncologist for are similar to coronavirus. So all those cancer patients have to go to the emergency for 3 days, make sure they don't have coronavirus, then go to their oncologist, which is so insane because it's all people with end stage cancer.
Right, I'll text you later.
And it's oh no, don't get coronavirus.
If you had cancer, would you rather just get a disease like corona and just get it?
I guess it's one of those things that when you don't have it, you'd say, yeah, I wouldn't care. But then probably when you'd be like, I still don't it's like that, when you're people would say, when I'm 80, I just want to die.
Yeah.
But then once you get to 80, you're like, I don't want to die.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll be right down to see you.
I was saying, why does she want to be a doctor?
Okay,
I don't really understand.
Well, she
wants to be a
actually
blogger.
makes the most sense of being a doctor because she seems to just genuinely love helping
I
people.
think she's literally at this moment making more money than she would as a doctor in Canada on YouTube. Is she not?
Is recently confused, has a fever.
No, I don't think you make that much on YouTube.
You may think it looks like the emergency
I guess she doesn't do
department is under
emergency
construction, but these are
And her
actually
videos,
temporary negative
like, yeah, it's
pressure
usually
rooms
like
that were created
500K to
for
1
coronavirus
million, not
pandemic.
really anything
When I
higher.
walk in
That's
the
cool.
room,
What
I see a young
hospital
woman
does she
who's
work at?
clearly in
I think it's one of the ones
She was
that,
born
like,
with sickle
where's
cell
Queens?
disease
I think it's
and
one of those.
inherited
I think
blood
it's in
cells
that
for red
area.
blood cells.
This does not look
Healthy
like Toronto
red blood
West one.
cells are round,
Yeah.
but in sickle cell disease, they can change shape.
Wait a second.
and
Why
get stuck
is
in
she talking about
small
sickle cell
blood vessels.
anemia?
And we're
I
going
really
to
hate her husband.
Because
I really
someone
hope they
had.
break up.
Oh,
Yeah, the one she was like, a guy came in because he
Okay, so
thought
when
he
a
had the
patient's
coronavirus
oxygen
because he
requirement
was.
Oh my
increased
God.
so
It was
rapidly,
too
Do you want to
hard
know?
to breathe.
Okay, all right. So when I was
What?
in the hospital
Yeah.
last time, this is
Oh,
my
yeah.
story to end it off. And I had that like insane stomach pain, and then the doctor was just like, "What do you think it is?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"I don't fucking know." And it's like, "I appreciate it. Fine, whatever. You know, support the frontline workers, whatnot." But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point is, so the person who was seen after me, like I guess he was just like just a middle-aged sick guy, and
Sick.
Sorry, well, not you, sick guy, a sick guy.
Yeah.
A sick guy. Like, just like a like normal, unassuming guy, like you just see him anywhere in Toronto. You'd just be like, oh, that's a dude. Yeah. And, like, I guess, like, you don't ever think about other people's medical problems. You know, you never think, like, people walking around are as sick as you ever. It's, you know, sickness is very selfish like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this guy comes in, and, like, I'm waiting to, like, have to pee so I can give my sample to the doctor. And he comes in, and he's like to the nurse, well, when I defecate, it's always red. Always. Always red. And I'm like, never heard about that. And the nurse is like, oh, is it black? Or is it like any other color? And he's like, no, always red. And the nurse is like, okay, so how long has this been going on for? He said it was going on for 5 years.
Yeah.
And he's never... This is the first time he's like thought about it or something, and he was like, maybe I should go get this looked at.
Wow.
So what the... I don't even know what that is, because like if there's blood in your stool, it's black, right? Because like it sits in there for a while, and like blood isn't red unless it's fresh, right?
Yeah.
So what the fuck was wrong with that guy?
Yeah, you didn't find out?
No, because I left. I'm not going to wait in the waiting room to hear this man's diagnosis. Oh, damn, red shit. I wonder what that could be.
Yeah, I wonder... I wonder maybe it was just... Well, I guess if it was 5 years, you'd think if it was some kind of diet thing, it would come and go.
Or it's like he'd be dead by now in 5 years if it was cancer. So, like, I don't know. It was just, like, so bizarre. Damn, I can't believe I was seen, like... It's just... I have such bad luck with triage here, even though, like, I'm in severe pain all the time when I go. Like, with the kidney stone thing, like, I think, like, 4 other people were seen before me who weren't, like... writhing in pain like constantly, like when you have a kidney stone where you can't do anything because it's so painful.
Yeah.
And like they just get seen before me. They just do not give a shit. I guess like
That's funny.
Maybe it's a thing where it's like they just
it could be urgency, because I remember when I went for my platelet thing, I was like, yeah, I got all the spots all over. And then that
was probably
then I think immediately the nurse that was checking me in knew that like it was some kind of blood disorder. And then I literally walked into the waiting room. It was full, like 40 people waiting. Mm-hmm. And then in about 5 minutes, me and this girl whose appendix I think had burst just get moved, and she had come about the same time as me. So I think maybe it's more to do with like urgency, like importance of like dying, rather like because a kidney stone isn't life threatening, right?
Depends. Like it can cause like kidney failure, which you will die of.
Yeah,
if not taken care of.
So then maybe they're just,
or if it's too big, they have to operate.
Did
or
the 4 people that got before you? Did they seem like they had something serious?
No. There was one guy that I was looking at, and like I was like kind of like upset. I was like tearing up. I'm like, oh my god, this is it. I am so sick. Like I can't do this anymore. Like this happens so often. Like maybe this is, I'm gonna die. And he kind of looked like how I was feeling. So I'm like, there must be something seriously wrong with him. Like he had his head in his hands. He was just like, oh my. It's like when you looked at this guy, you're like, he's thinking he can't believe something is happening to him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fair enough. Let him go. Like I've done this rodeo before. Like I can fucking deal. Like this isn't
But I guess in that, like, when I had the platelet in, I would have looked completely fine because I wasn't in pain. But then I guess if anything bad happened, I would have just bled to death. So,
well, you heard it here first, folks. My kidneys don't work, and Chris will bleed to death if you cut him. So please don't hurt Chris, and please don't touch my kidneys.
Don't touch Andrew's kidneys.
Please don't, because we're very fragile. We're old, and we will die.
Yeah.
If you do anything to us. Okay, Boomer. Okay. Boomer. Okay. Whatever you say.
I don't think we should say that
Boomer.
word on the podcast.
Why?
I just don't think it's right.
Okay. I was about to do a very bad voice for that one.
All right.
Okay, Boomer.
Don't do that.
Bye.